do men actually want? You've read the magazines, you've listened to your favorite TikTokers, you've listened to other women saying, this is what men really want. And there are so many conflicting messaging out there about what men truly are drawn to in a woman. Maybe you've been trying some of these things that you've heard of from other people, and you're finding it's still not manifesting into your reality. Sure, you attract some guys, maybe some attractive guys, but it's still not getting you the intention from him that you want. It's still not getting you the investment and that genuine commitment to build something together. Yet, you see other girls who just seem to get it. You see a small handful of women who seem to get the relationship and keep getting the kind of men that they want, and you're tired of not understanding what it is. So in this video, I'm going to unveil the truth of what men are actually drawn to, unfiltered, unbiased, completely objective, on what we see in the type of women men give their exclusive commitment to. That the women who continuously get the man that they want, they have these things, or at least most of these things in spades. Is every man different? Yes. However, most men are very simple. And the things that men want, the things that make a man choose, what we observe in the world is pretty clear. It's one of those things, once you see it, you can never unsee it. And when I say choose, I don't mean the women that a man chooses to indulge in lustful sexual experiences. I mean the woman that he chooses to commit to, the woman that he chooses to propose to, the woman that he chooses to make his wife or long-term partner. So let's get into it. The first thing men crave is sensual and sexual pleasure. This is the first level of desire. If we see desire in different levels from a man to a woman, the first level is sensual and sexual pleasure. Is he attracted to her, and does she give him that level of sensual and sexual experience? Does she fulfill that sexual need of his? And this isn't just about the sex or the physical play, but this is about the sensual as well. Does she touch him softly? Does she stroke the back of his head or the tender part of it? Honestly, if a man could fall asleep on you, you know you're bringing some sensual peace to him. Are you appealing to that sensual need of his? Like when you're at a dinner table, do you put your hand in between his thighs? While you may be engaging with other people, it still lets him know that he is a presence in your life, and he should do the same with you. The second thing is supportiveness and collaboration. Men want to serve women. They want to serve the women in their life. They want to serve the relationship. But in order to do that, he has to go out on a mission. He has to go out there and have a purpose. He has to go out there and build himself to be worthy of the investment for a woman to say, hey, I want you to be the man in my relationship. I want to entrust that element of leadership to you. I want you to provide frame for the relationship that I want to be in. And with that comes a level of supportiveness on her part. Can she support his goals? Can she support his dreams? Can she support his actions? Especially the times where his actions might show to prioritize something else outside of the relationship in that moment, but then have that level of understanding that is still going to serve you both down the line. Because if he wins, then you win. And not just supportive, but also be collaborative. Is she someone that this man can rely on? Is this a woman who says, hey, I see you could have help in this area with your work or business or your purpose in life. Let me help you with that. And look, I'm not a religious person, but it does say in scripture for a woman to be a man's helpmate. For he who finds a wife finds a good thing. These things go hand in hand together. This also plays into the part of when he wants to decide to do something for you both. Now, it may be something you don't want to do, but you still remain open to compromise and collaborate on it with him if needed. Maybe you can understand why he wants to take this action and see, is there a way that everyone's needs can be met? And obviously a good man is going to be one who wants your needs to be met. And this takes a collaborative nature from both of your parts. Now this next thing, which on its own is a very much a low frequency attraction, but it has to be on the list because it is important for men, which is beauty. We understand that in the species of male mammals as a whole, they are drawn to youth and fertility in a female. Now, I don't want you to get caught up in the words youth and fertility, because there's pros to this for you as a woman, regardless of what stage of life you're at. The pro is, if you're a young woman, it's very likely you're going to be attractive to most men. In fact, most women as a whole are attractive to most men. And the other pro is that men's physical standards for what they find attractive really not that high. They're actually much easier to please than women when it comes to physical appearance and physical standards. Is it more of a priority for men? Sure. But in terms of what men are happy to choose physically and sexually, it is a much lower threshold and standard than what women generally will choose on looks in comparison. The irony is, while beauty and looks are indeed more important to men than women, most men actually find most women as attractive, where most women find most men as unattractive. And we know this from statistics, from dating apps, dating websites, and surveys of women. Most women tend to reject most men. Now, I get it. Hearing youth and beauty doesn't sound nice from the ears because we can't control our age. But please believe me when I say, you don't have to be some hot 24-year-old to get serious commitment from a great guy. Sure, there might be a proclivity in men, but most men tend to choose women closer to their age. Heck, half the women I've dated have been older than me. To be real with you, since I was in my 20s, I've dated women from the age of 22 to 42. Did I have to be attracted to them? Of course, but there's beauty at every age. So as long as you are a woman who takes pride in her energy, who takes pride in looking after herself mentally, physically, and spiritually, not only will you always have men who are attracted to you, but no doubt if you do these things, you will be able to attract the kind of man that you want. Next thing is a woman who makes him look good. And this pertains to his reputation amongst his peers, amongst his family, amongst his friends, amongst his circles, maybe even amongst online audiences. This is represented in a woman's character, how she carries herself. This adds value to a man's reputation because ultimately, reputation for a man is what garners him respect from the world. Men get respect from the world based on what he achieves, based on what people know of him in character, and yes, based on the woman he chooses. This is part of him garnering respect from others. That's what good reputation is. And so a woman who can add value to his reputation, who can be an asset to that in how she carries herself and how she is as a person, this is something that men deeply desire in a woman. Which perfectly brings us on to the next thing, which is a woman who respects him. Yes, respect from others due to his reputation is important, but respect from his woman is number one for him. I've seen it happen where really attractive women will attract the kind of guys that they want, attract the kind of high caliber men, high quality guys that they deeply desire, but because the level of respect in how she was with him, how she would communicate with him was quite low, the man didn't end up choosing to commit to a long-term relationship with her. Because he felt disrespected when he was around her, he started to see her as a short-term relation where they would indulge sexually, but then when it came to actually committing, he was nowhere to be seen. Now, if he intentionally deceives her about what he wants, that's wrong. That's on him. But men can change their minds halfway through dating if he feels that things don't align. And the reality is, she's none the wiser because most men will never disclose that's the reason. If we're being completely honest, a lot of the time, men are absolutely lambasted for sharing what their desires are or why they ended things with a woman. A man might say, hey, I ended things with her because she did something that made me feel disrespected and unappreciated. And that's not the kind of person I want to choose, which I think is a very valid reason. But a lot of the time, regardless of what that thing is that she did, a lot of the time it's met with, well, you're just not man enough to handle her. The truth is, most men don't feel that they want to have to quote unquote handle a woman, because handling any disrespectful human being as an intimate partner is one of the most draining things you can do. And this goes for men and for women. And so respect for a man is very important. A woman who has that level of respect for him, a woman who knows how to give constructional feedback to him that still shows that she has a level of respect for him, is the kind of woman that a man wants to adore and cherish. Because when a woman does it in this way, what that tells him is that even if she's angry, even if she's upset or annoyed at him, she still chooses to love him. Respect equals love to a man. The final thing on this list is appreciation for his service. What does this mean? Gratitude for what he does for her and what he does for their relationship. When a man is in his masculine, he is very generous. He is very generous to the feminine woman in his life, and he wants to do things that are going to add to her happiness. You also do things to serve the relationship, to better and elevate the relationship. Now, a lot of that fuel that inspires a man to do this is the appreciation that comes from the feminine to the masculine. It's the gratitude that his woman gives him. This only makes a man want to do more. Gratitude is the petrol, the car is the service that he wants to do for you. So the more things you want him to do for you, the more appreciation you'll show, and he will reciprocate that for you. So if you're ready to invite a great guy into your life, then enroll in my Claim Your Man program below, where I show you how to do just that. Thanks for tuning in. And as always, keep it slick.